Since I started this channel, I've learned a lot about the Netherlands, but even before this channel, if there was one subject about the Netherlands that I feel like I know quite a lot about is football. Now, I'm a Glasgow Rangers fan, so my football club's always had a connection to the Netherlands. We've had a couple of Dutch managers, Dick Advocaat, Giovanni van Bronckhorst, a lot of Dutch players, Van Bronckhorst himself, Arthur Newman, the De Boers, Michael Mols. When I was younger, being a Scotland fan, we were never really having any success, so Netherlands was like my second team growing up, my second national team. And with the Euro starting, with the Netherlands being back in international football, I wanted to watch this one. It's called Why Are the Dutch So Crazy About the World Cup? Obviously, I'm going to guess this kind of applies to the Euros as well. One thing I do know about the Dutch when it comes to these international tournaments, the fan base is always very visible, all in orange, huge numbers, supporting their team like crazy. And with the Netherlands, always a very successful country, a lot of great players throughout history. So looking forward to seeing this one. I know I've watched one video from this channel before, it was very funny. So hopefully this will be another funny one. Tell me what you think about this, tell me how much you love football, and let's watch this one.
Although the Dutch are a proud and patriotic people, they don't often show it. There is, however, one big exception.
Yeah, tell me if you've been to any like international tournament, or if you've been in the middle of any of these sort of celebrations or anything like this. It always looks crazy when the Dutch do it, man, especially that bright orange colour with all the shirts, but they always have like crazy reactions during matches. And before as well.
During this tournament, the country is at a fever pitch and awash in a sea of orange. To understand the Dutch obsession with the performance of their national team, you've got to go back in history. 40 years ago, their revolutionary style of play got them to 2 finals. First in and against Germany in '74, and then in and against Argentina in '78. Against all odds, they lost both.
Yeah, how do you feel being Dutch and being so close at these times? Obviously, I think at this time, was this total football? Was this where it originated from? Like, that's the football like where every player on the pitch just does or basically contributes to the team going forward, contributes going back. Like a crazy tactic or strategy, so innovative at the time. And yeah, tell me, being Dutch, what does having that in your history feel like? It must be amazing.
4 years ago, the defeat against Spain in their 3rd World Cup final just added to the trauma. And bringing up in conversation Arjen Robben's missed chance to decide the match will still make even the slightest of Dutch football fans cringe.
Survival tip. Do not mention Robben's big miss.
Sure.
Do you still have PTSD from that? Is this going to be Bergkamp's goal, man? This was one of the best international goals, if it is. This long ball over, the control from Bergkamp, absolutely magnificent. This was, not only was this a wonderful goal, this match itself was one of the best international tournament matches there's ever been against Argentina, I believe.
They're known for their attractive play and have scored some beautiful goals, like this one.
The outside of the foot, bang.
Against Argentina in '98, or this one,
Van Bronckhorst.
Against Uruguay in 2010.
Yeah.
The Dutch national...
So this was the guy, obviously played for Rangers, was our manager, took us to the Europa League final a couple seasons ago. What a finish. When he played for Rangers, he was a centre midfield, but I think when he played for Netherlands, for Barcelona, Arsenal, he went more to like left back. But what a player. Tell me about these players, what you think about them, tell me your favourite Dutch player, if I did name my favourite Dutch 11, I could probably do it. Like, it'd be Van der Sar in goals, Reiziger right back, left back Arthur Newman, in the middle De Boer, in either Stam or Virgil van Dijk. I'll maybe go Stam. Then Edgar Davids in front of them. Edgar Davids was one of my favourite players growing up. I'd probably say Seedorf. Maybe I'll stick Van Bronckhorst in centre mid. Behind the forwards, got to have Cruyff, of course. Then up front, Van Basten, Bergkamp. When I was first born, Van Basten is one of the names I remember from seeing on TV and things like this. Before even Rangers players, Marco van Basten, what a player.
Team is like the Anna Kournikova of football. Beautiful to watch, but that's about it. In fact, they even won the European Cup in 1988, which turned the country into a frenzy for weeks. But still, the most important prize of all is missing. This year, the team is lacking the star power they've enjoyed in years past. Rest assured, this will not keep the Dutch from celebrating loudly and proudly.
So if you don't like football or the color orange, you'd better leave the country. Also, if you're German.
Tell me about that that rivalry with Germany as well. How intense is that? And yeah, again, like, I have this soft spot for the Netherlands. As I said, when you support a terrible country at football like Scotland, we don't even usually get to national tournaments. Just so happens we got to this one because I think it's like the expanded version. But I always, growing up, had this like support for the Netherlands. So I love I've now got this channel to learn more about the country, but I just love Dutch football, whether it's club football as well, the national team, all, as I said, always producing these brilliant players. But tell me how important football is to the Dutch as well. How important is it to you? How do you watch the matches? How do you go out and celebrate the matches when you win? What can you see the Netherlands do in this Euros? Can you get out the group? I would say so. Can you go on and win it? Maybe a dark horse to win it? Or who do you think is going to win it? But tell me what you think about this one and the Dutch love of football. Thanks.